Righto, mate. What we'll do, we'll fast forward a bit to 1976 AMCO Cup time. Apparently we did pretty good. What do you remember about the 1976?
We had a great side for AMCO Cup. The beauty about it was played in the evening, and it was played in quarters, and so our big pack had a breather halfway through the first half and then halfway through the second half, and that always made a big difference for us. We had one game in particular against the Roosters.
Yep.
And the Roosters were hot. Well,
did we beat them by a point or something? Is that the game?
We beat them by a point, 5-4. And nobody ever expected us to win. But what happened?
Because they were premiers the year before, weren't they?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, they were flogging everybody again. They were a good side. But what we managed to do was keep our strength because of the two breaks that we had. And that gave us, and this happened with Parramatta as well, beating them, that we changed it. No, that we.
Did we beat them by 2 points or something like that, or?
Yeah, there was another one we won by 1 point or 2 points. I'm not sure if it might have been Canterbury.
Yeah.
It might have been Canterbury where we won.
Some of the members will tell us. I'll put it in the comments. They'll tell us that. That's good.
It was Canterbury. I know 5-4 was East, but there was somebody else. One of the top sides we knocked off by points as well.
Yeah.
And that was.
Might have been Parramatta 10-9 or something.
It might have been Parramatta 10. Yeah.
Might have been.
I think. Well, I was thinking it was Parramatta, but then I was thinking it was perhaps. But it was two fantastic wins.
Yeah.
And what had happened was we scrummaged them out of the ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We won the scrums big time, and so we had the ball most of the time. And of course, by the time when they did get the ball, they hadn't got a lot of go in them
not much gas
to score. Yeah, the gas had gone. So it was really a benefit to us.
Yeah.
That one, it was the cool, and two, it was.
And we were winning.
And we
were
were winning. And we got to the final, and let me tell you, we're playing Balmain. I thought we'd win this. I really thought we'd win it. But didn't go quite to script.
All heard about the Neil Pringles flick pass or something like that.
That's right, Brian Lockwood.
Yeah.
Brian Lockwood, the old Great Britain player.
Yeah.
And but they got on a bit of a roll, and we still played well. I think we lost something like 27-12 or 14,
something like that. Yeah.
But we gave it our all. The one good thing that came out of that was we had agreed with the board of directors at Norths that whatever we earned in the AMCO Cup, half of the money would go to an end of season trip.
Oh, sweet.
And half of the money we got was something, I believe the winners got 100,000 and second place got 50,000.
Yeah.
So I think we got about 25,000. So we went to all our players in the club and said, who wants to come to Hawaii?
Oh, sweet.
Because we'd got 25 grand, that was enough for 25 players. It was about for 10 days, and it was something like $1,000.
Oh.
Or 800 grand. So we took about 30 players, all played for, and we took reserve graders and under 23s as well, whoever wanted to come.
Mate.
So it was a marvellous.
What a good building exercise, bonding exercise.
I know, but I tell you what, it took some prizing to get the money out of the board of directors. They'd forgotten their agreement with us.
Yeah, of course they conveniently.
Yeah, but we got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Awesome. Now with that, you also got, I believe, what do they call this? The AMCO Superstar Prize Player of the competition that year. The AMCO Cup.
I did. Yes. It wasn't given to me to start with. It was given to me. It was given to Alan McMahon, the fullback for Balmain, but then they realised they got the points mixed up, and I got some points in that game. And
How did they do that? Did they do it like what they do now? Like you go up onto the dais and they go, "Oh, here's the trophy."
No, they just give it to the players from the commentary box. You know, this is who's got the.
Oh, so you didn't know on the ground at the time.
No.
No, so you're just walking off, shaking hands, doing
Yeah.
your thing, and
I think Alan might have got 3 for first, and I might have got 2 for second, and another Balmain player got 1, something like that. And I actually ended up getting the most points.
And when did they tell you, like in the dressing chairs? Oh, by the way, you won.
It was after, yeah. And the lovely part about it was that in my contract with Norse, I had 2 tickets always to go back to the UK each year, so I could go and see mum and dad and my brother and sister. The prize for winning the player of the series was 2 tickets to the UK. It was so funny.
Oh.
I really laughed at that. But anyway, you don't worry about that. It was just nice to be there. And
Yeah, you could have hawked them, and they could have gone into the kitty for the Hawaii trip, eh?
Didn't think of that.
No. Never mind. Hey, yeah, after the AMCO Cup, like we used to go really, really well in the pre-season stuff because after 76, come 77, we were smashing the Wills Cup final the pre-season again.
It was, yes,
and
it was good. We were going really well.
And we had some good players. Can you remember the players even the players from 76 and 77? You know, what was the kind of the side lineup? Can you remember many of the guns that we had run around there? Doesn't matter if you can't. It's all right because the members will tell us in the comments and stuff.
Yeah,
but you obviously had Bill playing up forward.
Bill and we had Donny. We had Johnny Adam, who was who come through then. We had Mark Graham arrived.
Nah, that's too early for Mark Graham. Nah, we're talking 77. So we're talking for the Wills Cup final. We had Bruce Walker.
Of course, yes. We got Brucey, and we also I think Crash Harris was back then.
Yeah, Glenn Boatswain was he?
Glenn Boatswain, he was there.
So we still had a big forward pack and stuff.
We always had a big forward pack.
Yeah.
And that was always our backbone, our groundie. Was sort of a big pack carting on, and it was good. I mean, everybody played to their weight as well.
Yeah. And that pre-season, we had some good wins in there too, and some close ones. We weren't expected to win. I think we beat. We were talking earlier. I think we beat Parramatta by a real close score by 1 point. I think we beat Canterbury. I could be wrong. I think we beat Canterbury again, pretty by a small margin.
Well, you'd have to check that.
I can't. I should have it.
But I do remember the final. I mean, that was against the Roosters.
Yeah.
And the Roosters were always a good side there.
And again, like you're talking about the game against the England, it was on a dry. It was early. It was March or something, and SCG sun was out. It was a perfect day for footy.
Yeah, and it was in front of the Queen.
Yeah. And what do you remember? What do you remember about the game?
The game was a tough, rugged game. Nobody gave a quarter on that. I can certainly tell you. But the one thing that was wrong about the whole game to me was the dead ball area was 25 metres, which is absolutely ridiculous because Bobby Fulton, he actually kicked the ball and it was a crap kick over Mal McLaughlin's head, and Mal was about near the 10 yard line defending, and the ball went way over Mal's head, bounced just before the dead ball line, and Malcolm was chasing it. The ball bounced on its end, went straight back over his head, nearly to the halfway line, and Bobby Fulton happened to be there and it should, you could never have a dead ball area that big, it's crazy. So, that actually I lost us lost us the game. It was nobody's fault. It's except the groundsman. You can't have a dead ball.
Yeah. And one of the things that we've been speaking about on the page with a couple of the guys, back then we had our first ever jumper sponsor, Flick. Do you remember?
Flick.
Yeah, do you remember that? Like we had Flick on our jumpers. It was like first time I'd ever seen it. You know, as a supporter, we've got a sponsor, and apparently Flick came on board to sponsor us for that game, and we had Flick on the jersey. And
I'm going to show you something later. The Flick sponsorship on my shirt.
Can't wait to see it.
You'll be amazed.
Reproduction coming up, I'm telling you. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So, and after the game, because I do remember the game. Like Bruce Walker had an absolute blind, and I've read the newspaper articles where he carved him time and time again, and I do vaguely remember seeing some footage of him just bursting through and just getting ankle tapped or tackled right at the end, and could have been anything.
He was so tall, long striding. I mean, he was a big bloke too, and nobody was ever going to stop Bruce if he had options. He was a good player.
And so was it before the game or after the game that you met the Queen?
It was after the game. We went up to get our medals from the Queen, and I went up there, spoke to Philip first, and then went to the Queen, and I said, "G'day, ma'am." I said, "I'm from Coventry, I'm one of yours." "Oh," she said, "is that so?" Gave me a nice smile. It was fabulous. Had to come all the way over to Australia to meet the Queen.
And Philip was like standing beside you, like beside her, just like
grinning.
Like, did you think he had any idea of rugby league or any of that kind of stuff, or was he was just there for the?
No, I don't think either of them had, but it was an exciting game, and I'm sure they've had to do it, and the Royals do. Yeah. They do everything right.
And did the Duke say anything to you, or did you say anything to the Duke?
No, didn't say anything to the Duke.
Because I read somewhere there was a comment about saying I'm one of your from Wigan or something.
Yeah.
Was that to the Queen? Was it?
That was a Queen. Yeah.
Oh right.
That was a Queen.
Oh, that's
God
all right.
bless her.
And do you still have your little medallion thing that you got?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Keith Harris actually took a photo of his and sent it in, and someone else sent us one in as well. So I've actually seen, I've
got it. Yes.
Yeah, but I'd like to see yours. He's got it. Yeah, I see your little.
I've got a little cabinet.
I see a little cabinet there with all your trinkets and stuff in there. So 77, that was a good year, but we still just couldn't get across the line in the main game. Like we were always good at pre-season, and probably because, as you said, we got lots of breaks and stuff, but we just didn't seem to put it together in the season proper.
No, but we didn't have a bad year. We didn't have a bad year in '77, and we were starting to come up. We were starting to get a lot better, but and I think they were looking at getting the players interested in coming to Wolves.
Yeah.
Because we had a good base of players, but. Sometimes with some clubs, you get the feel that they're just going round and round, and other clubs, have got backing, and this is where it's all very different.
Well, we'll have a bit of a break here because after '77, poor Bears fans were devastated. Tragedy, stuff happened in '78. Something to do with the dark side, but we'll come back and talk about that in a minute. Thanks, mate.